Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'll be sharing this DIY thrift flip and how I gave this console a fresh makeover. I'll be giving this console some really easy updates, some really fun details, some new texture. I'll be sharing my whole process with you so you'll learn how to do it too. And if you haven't signed up for my email list yet, you can head to valerie-aguiar.com/join and enter your name and email and keep up on all of the exciting things we have in the works. So this project piece was found on OfferUp. I believe it was listed at $50. My friend snagged it for her home, so we're going to be working on this for her home. She may have talked them down on the price, but I know it was listed at $50. So I really loved the shape. It has really clean lines, and I think it's just a really great piece that you can easily transform. The great thing about buying older pieces like this is they are made of solid wood most of the time. They're really durable. If you have kids or are looking for something for long-term with durability, these are always really great pieces to pick up. It has these really nice drawers inside that literally look brand new still. I think it is going to be a really great piece to have. So my plans for this are to kind of flip it really quick. So I pulled some inspiration pictures right when I saw it. This is immediately what I was thinking, something with some sort of cane in the center. We could do some sort of cane with just kind of those squared frames, or we could also round it out and do some type of arch. I really love this one from Crate & Barrel. This is the Blake. I can link these if you guys are interested in these as well. These are perfect for a console, like styling underneath a TV or even like a buffet type thing as well. They say media console, but I believe you could use them as both. This one is really pretty. It's from our house. I really love the legs on this, and I love that it's all black. Also taking into account those little framed edges on the doors. They're really cute. This one is from Target. This is the Springville. This one is really popular, and it has those little dainty pulls on it that are really cute. This one is a little bit more two-toned. So just depending on the look we want to go for, these are really great inspiration. So what I'm going to start by doing is giving it a good cleaning. I always like to inspect things before we bring them into the house, just making sure there's no bugs, critters, making sure everything is clean. I always like to do that when buying things secondhand. You can use Lysol. I'm using Clorox wipes here. You can also use something like Simple Green or an all-purpose cleaner. So to start taking this apart so that I can get it ready for paint, I'm going to use my Hart 20-volt drill. This is my favorite drill. This console had some screws that I had never used before. Luckily, they were in my little Hart drill bit set, so I definitely recommend that. I've never used these ones with the little tiny square. They were a very small square, but still really easy to take out with my Hart drill. So I'm just going to take all of the doors off. There are 4 doors on this console total. So I'm actually going to leave the ones on the door attached, and then I will take those off later when I get started on the doors. I definitely want to make sure that I don't lose the screws or the door hinges because I will be reusing those just to make things really simple. You can always change those out if you want. For this project, I'm just going to keep the same hinges since they are very minimal and simple. So there are a couple different ways you can go about changing out the doors or adding cane, adding some type of textural element in the center of your doors. So my doors had these little kind of looped nails. I'm not sure what they're called, but I just pulled them out with some needle nose pliers. They were pretty easy to get out. There was a couple that were really deep in there, so I had to use a screwdriver or flathead to kind of pry them up, and they just popped right out. So in the center of the doors, there was this wood panel, so it made it really, really easy to just pop it up, and then I could place the cane in that square area. If you had found a console that didn't have this kind of raised panel, you could always cut out a center with a jigsaw, sand them off, and then place your cane in there. Another option would be to build out a little frame door piece using some wood from like Home Depot. It is pretty easy to do that as well. So I brought the console inside so that I could paint it. I turned on a documentary that I had been wanting to watch, so I painted and watched in my sweats. So this is just primer that is going on as well. I'm not going to be painting it white. I actually ended up going with a black color, so I wanted to give it primer just to make sure that the paint adheres really well. Sometimes this furniture will have like clear coating and things like that, so I want to make sure that it sticks really well, so the primer will help with that. And here is the first coat of black paint going on. I shared in my Instagram stories when I was at the hardware store which black it is. It's just a very simple black color by Benjamin Moore. I also like to use a flat like foam roller. It gives it a really nice clean finish. It's perfect for furniture pieces like this. For these side pieces, you can almost see where the wood, different pieces kind of join. There's like a little crack there, so I'll just take my paintbrush and kind of get right in the center there and then go over it again with a roller, just so that you don't see those kind of wood colored lines in that furniture piece. So this is after the first coat of black. You can still see some of that primer popping through, but after the second or possibly third coat, it will look really nice. I also gave the door frames a little coat of primer. I just brushed those on really simple. So after I did one coat of black, I took them outside so that I could attach the cane. We're going to be doing 2 coats or possibly 3 coats of the black in the end, but I wanted to get the cane on there just to make sure that I can get that attached. So what I did is I just held up this cane up against that rectangle area that we'll be covering. I made it larger than the area because you are going to want to have an area to staple it onto the back. So I'm just using my Arrow staple gun. These are so nice to use. This is my favorite staple gun. I will link it if you guys are interested. Also, if the staples don't go in all the way or they're raised a little bit, you can also use a hammer to kind of smash them in. I cut off the excess of the cane, and yeah, you can also trim it out on the back if you want a really clean look. So because I want it black on black, I'm going to take some of my black spray paint and just give it a good spray. You can also spray it from different angles so that when you're looking down at the cane, it won't have brown on it, if that makes sense. So the results of the poll were 70% for the longer modern poles and then about 30% for the dainty ones. So I went with the lesser, I went with the dainty poles just because I want a really simple minimal look. I just changed the color using a little bit of antique gold rub and buff. I'm putting these hinges right back onto the doors. These were the original hinges. You can also clear coat. I'm going to clear coat this piece before I give it back to my friend just for an extra layer of protection. So I'm really happy with how it turned out. However, if I had to do this over, I would probably pick a different cane, or I would go ahead and soak the cane before I applied it onto those doors. It looks a little wrinkled in my opinion, so a way to get around that is to soak it prior to putting it on and let it dry. That way it stretches. The inside turned out so nice. I just left the original drawers and they look really pristine and still brand new. They look really pretty. Yes, I would redo the cane or use a different cane. I will link a couple options on Amazon. There was one that I really liked, but it wouldn't be here for probably another week or so. So I just went ahead with this one, but I think it did turn out really pretty. So I can go ahead and redo the cane and fix that, but I do think that it is still really pretty. I didn't really style it very much just because it is not staying at my house. It's going over to my friend's house that we've been working on. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video or got a little bit of inspiration. And with that, we will catch you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching.